As noted in the awarding of his honorary degree, Deepak Chopra is a man of great intellect and remarkable ability. During his career, he has leveraged his talent to the benefit of millions. We are fortunate that he has agreed today to deliver our commencement address. I am pleased to introduce to you Dr. Deepak Chopra.
President Margaret Dragovich, trustees of Hartwick College, guests, teachers, faculty members, parents, and most importantly, the students, the class of 2013. It is to you that I will address my remarks. Dear graduating class, today, as you celebrate this major milestone in your life and commence a new stage of your life journey, I ask you to reflect on the gift of life itself. And life, in essence, is nothing but awareness. Furthermore, human life, considered the pinnacle of biological evolution, is not just awareness, but self-awareness. Amongst creatures on this planet, we human beings are not only aware, we have the capacity to be aware that we are aware, to be conscious of our own consciousness. And in that self-awareness lies our potential and our power to direct our own future evolution and the future evolution of civilization. Biological evolution has been summed up in the phrase, survival of the fittest, but with overpopulation and overconsumption of resources, the future belongs to survival of the wisest. It is imperative for the future of humanity that wisdom become the new criterion for life on this planet, wisdom become the new criterion for fitness, for sustainable life on this planet, and that wisdom become the knowledge that nurtures life in all its dimensions, not only for us, but for the generations that follow us, the generations that follow Generation Y as well. Today's age is frequently referred to as the information age. The hallmarks of this age are the gifts of science and technology that have created the miracles of molecular medicine, real-time imaging of cellular function, instant accessibility to global knowledge and social networks. Yet, despite this emerging global brain, paradoxically, we are beset with the same scourges of war and terrorism, of radical poverty in 50% of the world's population, irreversible climate change, along with deepening social and economic injustice. Furthermore, humanity suffers from massive malnutrition, in which half the world suffers from hunger and the other half from obesity, leading to inflammatory disorders, increased risk of cardiovascular diseases, and many types of cancer, while the hungry die from compromised immune function and infectious diseases. The information revolution has not led to the wisdom needed to solve our world crisis in health and well-being. If ever humanity had the power of mass self-extinction on planet Earth, it is today. And if it happens, it will be because we allowed our emotional and spiritual evolution to be outpaced by the evolution of our science and technology. Nuclear proliferation, biological warfare, eco-destruction, the extinction of species, and the poisoning of our atmosphere, of our rivers and waters, and the very food that sustains our life and all life loom as imminent threats. But just as in other critical phases of transformation, while there's disaster looming on the one hand, there is on the other hand the potential to create a radical reorganization into something much greater than was ever conceived of before. Today I ask you, my young friends, you who are the future hope for humanity, you who represent the future leadership, I ask you what Mahatma Gandhi once asked: can you be the change you want to see in the world? In fact, there can be no social or world transformation unless there is your own inner transformation. Today I ask you to face a fundamental truth. Today I ask you to consider that there is no you that is separate from the world. The gift of life, your own self-consciousness, is your key to inner transformation and wisdom. And that in turn is how you will transform the world. Today, I ask you to acknowledge that you are the world and that your transformation of consciousness will be the future of the world. This self-transformation is the wisdom that we need for our planet's survival. As I enter the autumn of my life and you the springtime of yours, I want to leave you with 7 skills in self-awareness that I have learned that I hope will serve you no matter what profession you choose, no matter where your life and destiny takes you as the future leaders of humanity. Skill number 1, become the best listener you can be. Learn to listen with the instruments of the body, the feelings of the heart, the logic of the mind, and the stillness of your soul. As you listen deeply, reflect on the following questions. What am I observing? What am I feeling? What is the need of this moment? And what is the best way to fulfill this need? 2, bond emotionally with friends, professional colleagues, and those you interact with daily. Understand that each of us is a part of the web of relationships that is nurtured through love, kindness, compassion, empathy, and joy. Emotional bonds create effective teamwork where nothing is impossible because you have a shared vision for service, contribution, and success, and because you complement each other's strengths and talents. Skill number 3, expand your awareness by knowing that all human beings have a hierarchy of needs that start with survival and safety and progressively expand through stages that include love and belonging, true self-esteem, success as in the progressive realization of worthy goals, creative expression, higher consciousness, and self-actualization. As you expand your awareness, learn to harness your spiritual gifts that come in the powers of intention, intuition, creativity, imagination, and conscious choice-making. 4, remember the importance of action. Learn to be action-oriented and know that there is no power higher than love in action. Remember that love without action is meaningless, and action without love is irrelevant. 5, Assume responsibility for your own well-being in all its various facets. Your well-being encompasses every aspect of your life: your career, your social interactions, your personal relationships, your community, and your financial success. Take time to rest and play, to be with your family and friends, to exercise and nourish your body with healthy food. Skill number 6, empower yourself with true self-esteem. Learn to be independent of the good and the bad opinions of others. Recognize the power of your presence alone. Do not allow yourself to be distracted. Know your life purpose and the contribution you want to make to society. And finally, skill number 7, know your true self. Your true self is not your self-image that is dependent on the labels you and others have given yourself. Your true self is the innermost core of your being that is beyond all labels, definitions, and limitations. All the wisdom traditions of the world tell us that the human spirit is a field of infinite possibilities, a field of infinite creativity, of infinite love, joy, compassion, and profound equanimity. Know you can only give to the world that which you possess in the innermost core of your own being. Remember that you will create peace only when you are peaceful, and that you will create a loving world only when you have learned to love. I entreat you today not to lose your idealism with the passage of years. That idealism is connected to your knowingness of the good that can be created and the power to manifest it. In you lies the potential for a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier, and happier world. I'm reminded today of an assignment that John Lennon was given by his elementary school teacher when he was 7 years old. He and his classmates were asked to write a short description of whom they wanted to be when they grew up. John Lennon wrote down that he wanted to be always happy. When his teacher complained that John Lennon did not understand the assignment, John's mother told him to tell the teacher that he did not understand life. But what do we really know about happiness? Recently, there's been a lot of research on the dynamics of happiness. Most people think that if they are successful in achieving their goals, or have good relationships, or if they are healthy, they will be happy. In fact, it is the other way around. If you're a happy person, you are likely to have healthy habits and nurturing relationships and great success in life. Social scientists today describe what they call the happiness formula. And here's my opportunity to give you today the happiness formula. The happiness formula is H is equal to S plus C plus V. H stands for happiness. S stands for set point in the brain. C stands for conditions of living, and V stands for voluntary choices. S stands for the set point in the brain and refers to our mechanisms of perception. We all have a semi-fixed place on the happiness spectrum based on our outlook of life. Happier people see opportunities where unhappy people see problems. Happier people have a set point for happiness that is constantly upregulated. or shifted toward greater happiness through self-reflection on their limiting beliefs. The set point determines 50% of our happiness experience on a daily basis. The C in the formula is the conditions of living and refers mainly to material success and personal wealth. It determines about 12% of your daily happiness experience. If you win the lottery, you will be extremely happy for a few months, but after 1 year, you will return to your set point. Voluntary choices represents the third part of the happiness formula. These are choices that you make on a daily basis. Choices for personal pleasure bring transient happiness, while selfless choices bring inner fulfillment through purpose and meaning, and by making other people happy. Meaningful relationships bring more permanent happiness than any other thing. So to be happy, it is fine to have material comforts around you, but that will only account, remember, for 12% of your happiness experience. To really be happy, you need to expand awareness and overcome your self-limiting beliefs, and then choose selfless actions or ways to be of service and to make others happy. This leads to true and lasting happiness and wisdom. Finally, today, more than on any other day, remember to be grateful. Gratitude will open the door to you for abundance consciousness. Express your gratitude today, particularly to your parents, to your teachers, and to your fellow students, all of whom have helped bring you to this threshold of life. You are now ready to embark on the hero's journey, the hero's quest. Good luck and Godspeed.